right, everybody, welcome back to Versus Live. My name is Corey Baumeister.
And I'm Ross Merriam.
And we got Rob in the booth. Say what's up, Rob.
What's up, Rob?
Rob will be taking all your questions, comments, concerns, and thy burns in the chat. Make sure to take at Star City Games. He will get his favorite questions sent over to us. And we got a lot to talk about when it comes to the new set spoilers coming out. Tons of new sets, so plenty of fun questions to be asked, so feel free. Today we are winding down our modern exploration here. We really just had a lot of fun with it over the last week, where standard is at a lull. You know, I mean, we've played these decks so often that it was really time to, you know, explore probably our favorite format.
Speak for yourself. I wanted to keep playing standard. It took me 2 months. I finally found a deck I like, and now there's no more tournament.
Yeah, get wrecked. So now you have to learn a new deck all over again, and then 2.5 months you'll find a great deck, top 8, and then boom, rotation.
Yep.
Yeah. So we played good modern decks. We played bad modern decks last week, and now we're playing whatever modern decks the user submitted here. So far, I am up 1-0 with Pierre Bruno 90's list. Now I am going to be playing Sia Nightrights, Kiki combo. It's mostly a blue-red control deck that just still plays Kiki, Jiki, Pestermite.
Basically seen this deck since Splinter Twin got banned.
Pretty much.
Who just can't give it up.
Oh, yeah.
They just want to play their twin deck.
Yeah.
You still sort of can. Obviously not as good, but, you know, it has some power to it. We've often seen it in the Blue Moon shell. I don't know if you have main deck Blood Moon in this list.
I'm not telling you.
You got the Snap Bolt package, some counter spells, you know, probably some Magmatic Sinkholes. That's a nice addition for Modern Masters, but, you know, nothing super surprising in the list. You get to play a little bit of a beatdown plan. Wouldn't be surprised to see Vendilion Clique and or Brazen Borrower in small numbers to supplement that that tempo strategy. So, you know, we're going to have to treat this deck sort of like a control deck. I'm not going to go too hard trying to stop the combo. My deck doesn't have a ton of disruption for it.
Yeah.
But if I can, you know, I'll leave up an answer to it. Yeah. But I'll certainly die to the combo sometimes.
Yeah, hopefully. That's the plan. So, yeah, it should be a pretty sweet deck. I've loved these blue-red style decks.
Oh.
You know, decks that basically can't ever come from behind ever, you know, to win. But if you stay ahead, they feel unbeatable. And that's kind of the vibe this gives off here. So what are you going to be playing?
I'm going to be playing a Bant Company deck. This comes from @MongoosGuy6, another great Twitter handle.
Nice. Was that your only specification?
It was the primary criterion by which I judged the submission.
I like it. it.
The deck lists were, you know, secondary.
Yes.
Definitely just the Twitter handle.
Okay.
So this is a Bant Company deck, and it has some of the things that you might expect. You know, there's Reflector Mage as one of the pieces of interaction. There's Voice of Resurgence, which should be very good in this matchup.
Yep.
But there's an elemental sub-theme going on here. Voice is an elemental. Unsettled Mariner as a way to protect my creatures and maybe tax your mana a little bit. Also an elemental. And we get paid off with Risen Reef to give the deck a lot of grinding capability. We've played 5-color elementals before on Versus Live. It does, you know, some similar nonsense with Risen Reef. You can really go off.
Yeah.
And you also have Flicker Wisp. So there's going to be some times where I end a turn, collect a company, and go Risen Reef, Flicker Wisp, flicker my Risen Reef, and I'm getting, you know, 3 triggers in addition to the 2 creatures, generating a whole ton of card advantage. So
ton of active synergy in that deck for sure. Yeah.
This deck should be able to hang with the control deck on a fair axis. So the combo is worrisome. I've got some paths in the main, got some counter spells on the sideboard. Hopefully that's enough to keep the combo in check.
Cool. Well, shall we battle?
Let's do it.
All right. All right.
I will say, surprisingly, so far we've only had one unbanned twin message.
Really?
So.
Dang. Well, the match is young. It hasn't even begun. So unban it. Just kidding.
No.
Give me a reason to buy Scalding Tarns again.
Yes.
Don't think I will be keeping a hand without 1 or 2 drops.
Yeah, I don't think I can keep that either. Not too powerful.
Draw a Pestermite, you're fine.
I know. GG. All right, so a question from our lovely audience. Have you got one, Rob?
Got to work back here for a second.
Okay, gotcha.
He's got to narrow out the non-lovely audience.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. So what's your personal name you're going to call these new dual lands that we have?
God, what are they? Just flip basics? Flip lands?
I can guarantee you that the name we use on the website will not be Fliplands.
You don't think so?
No, it'll be I will probably just call them transform duels.
Yeah. Transformers, basics in disguise.
That's an A+ one right there, Corey.
There we go. Thank you. Oh, yes. Oh, yeah. How long do you think until somebody alters the art and just makes them Transformers on each side? That'd be good. If I was talented in any way, shape, or form, I think I would try that.
Somebody clip that.
Yeah, please, somebody check, clip that.
Yeah.
No context, just the
No
if I was talented
context.
in any way, shape, or form, I would try that.
Yeah. Put that up, like at my wedding or something.
Yeah.
Really show off who I am as a person. Yeah, that'd be
So,
great.
well, I had more of an actual question, and I forgot what it was.
Okay. The Transformers clip got you good, huh?
It did.
Okay. Well, you find that. We're going to check out our sixes.
Good puns are so rare, I can understand why you were taken aback.
From me, that's for sure. Come on.
Yes, a classic combination.
Yes. Well, you're going to 5. I think I should keep this very medium hand. That seems just about right. I'm going to keep and risk it. I'm not afraid. Now, what to put back? I think it's between these two. And I think it's just going to be this, and really I'm going to be hoping to hit a certain thing on top. So yeah, we're going to gamble.
Right. The question was, so in between break, you kind of were talking a little bit about party, and do you feel that that's just going to be almost impossible to hit most of the time?
It seems bad to me. If like Mutavault and Shapeshifters don't indeed trigger all the modes, which that's probably for the best, because I do think just in Pioneer and Modern, these cards would just go straight into decks, or create some new ones. But yeah, I mean, if you really have to go that wide on it, I could see if some, really powerful card, like when you attack with at least one of them, your team gets +1/+1. If you attack with 3, it gets +3. Something like that could just slot into a good aggro deck already. I could see being okay, but nothing that is just like a heavy party mechanic deck is going to pop up, in my opinion, as far as now. But I mean, it's so early. I also thought Oko was bad, so what do I know? But
the problem is it just becomes win more. When you have 4 creatures on the battlefield, you're untapping and resolving other spells.
Yeah.
You're usually in really good shape.
Yeah.
Now, maybe in aggro mirrors where the board is going to gum up, then these kinds of things can come up. I can see them being sideboard cards in that situation, especially if there was something similar to what you brainstormed there. Just pumping your team.
Yeah.
So that kind of thing I can see it playing a role there, but building around it in general is just asking to get torn apart by heavy disruptiveness.
Yeah, by a shatter or whatever,
Yeah, or just spot removal. Because the payoff cards don't seem that great unless you are full party.
Yeah.
Even at 3 mana, or three of the 4 party members, you just got a mediocre card that's discounted.
Yeah. No, honestly, for me, something I just prefer to the party mechanic is just playing Mario Party. For N64, it's always good. The mechanic seems like it's going to be good sometimes. That's something we can all agree on.
So mad last time we played Mario Party.
Well, we'll have to play sometime, Rob. It's fun. All right, I'm keeping a sketchy one.
I get to keep 5.
Yeah.
Even better. Not really, because my hand is heinous.
Yeah, that's okay. We're gonna have an interesting game here.
Okay, I guess I will do it that way then.
Okay.
And I will lead on a tapped breeding pool.
Okay. Huh. I will go with a mountain and pass to you. Ladies and gentlemen, we got him.
I will play a Stoneforge Mystic.
Okay.
Just another piece of card advantage in the deck. I'll get Batterskull and pass turn.
All right, bolt that.
Not surprised.
Your go.
Sulfur Balls.
Sulfur Falls, come at me.
Good news, Ross. Thanks to Komodo Drake, we do have that clip, and I want to make sure to send that to you.
Nice.
Send it to my mom, too. She'll be proud.
I will play a Noble Hierarch.
That resolves.
I will play a Noble Hierarch.
Oh, that resolves.
I will play Botanical Sanctum.
Okay.
Pass a turn.
Omen. So Definitely want this top card. This is a pretty good one, too. But I don't think I super need it. I mean, you're just trying to ramp to Batterskull. I could try to kill one of these Noble Hierarchs, but you pretty likely just have a land in hand, or you're going to draw one to be able to play it. So one top, one bottom. Okay, I'm going to play a land and pass to you.
Draw.
Yep.
Play Windswept Heath and crack it.
Okay.
I will go to 19.
All right.
I will get a Plains.
Okay.
So we have double white that is not dependent on Noble Hierarchs at all for our Flicker Wisps.
Okay.
And I will cast a Batterskull.
That was, let's try this first, I guess. Omen. I might have something to deal with that.
And Ceremony's Rejection.
Let's go with top, and that resolves.
Okay, no Force Negation. That's good.
Nope.
Get my Alex Pistacchi Germ Token, and I'll attack for 2.
Ooh. 18.
You can go. Okay, well, pretty happy that my Batterskull resolved.
Are you happy?
Yes.
I will play a land and pass to you.
I will play a Gavany Township. And declare attacks.
I will Pestermite down this.
I will attack you for 2.
I will take it.
Before damage, let's tap the Noble and leave up this.
Okay.
I will activate the Gavany Township, so you take 3.
Okay. I will go to 15.
And I will pass the turn.
Opt.
Yep.
I think I'll keep that. What do we want to do here? Yeah, all right. I'll try to kill you.
So you go to 14 from the Fire Islet?
Yep.
Jiggy resolves.
Target it.
Okay, that resolves.
Infinite. Okay. I was like, I don't think you have it, but just in case. I kept a 1 mountain, no other land, double omen hand, and luckily the Falls was on top. So that draw looked very, very good when I was complaining about it early, but it was not good when it started.
Yeah. Well, I mulliganed to 7 that had no 1 or 2 mana play.
Okay.
And it was like 4 lands and 3 spells.
Yeah.
Into a 1-lander, and it was Forest with 2 Unsettled Mariners.
Okay.
Into a 6-lander with Stoneforge Mystic.
Love it. We're playing some Magic here on the user submitted days.
Yeah, really showing off their decks well.
Yeah. Well, yeah, stuff happens. Rob, if you got one question, we'll take it before we head to sideboarding.
I do. I need to pull up the card image real quick so I can read it.
Okay.
Make sure that we all know what it does.
God,
all right.
That's looking fun so far.
Yards was asking about Blood Chief's Thirst versus Fatal Push, especially in older formats. So Blood Chief's Thirst is single black mana sorcery, kicker for 2 and a black. Destroy target creature or planeswalker with converted mana cost 2 or less. If this spell was kicked, instead destroy target creature or planeswalker.
Yeah, definitely not going to see play in Eternal formats. I mean, the instant speed thing is way too big. I think it's a fine removal spell, and the kicker effect will come into play, but mostly it's going to be in those decks that's like Sultai on the draw up against an aggro deck, like, you know, where they have a lot of 1s and 2s, but then also, I don't know, maybe Tybalt, you know, or not Tybalt, playable cards. Maybe they have Torben, you know, and you want to kill their early stuff, but also want to have a chance to kill the big stuff. But it doesn't seem like it's going to be a dominant force to me like Fatal Push was.
Yeah, and you hit the nail on the head in both points. Being a sorcery is already a death knell.
Yeah.
If it were an instant in older formats, being able to kill Wrenn and 6, now you're talking.
Yeah,
But being a sorcery is really tough. Maybe there's the potential that you really just want an answer to Wrenn and 6 if you're but it still would be a sideboard card.
Yeah.
If you're a black deck that doesn't have access to Abrupt Decay, so narrow application there. But I could see the potential. But this is definitely a sideboard card at best, and mostly a sideboard card against aggro.
Yep, agreed. But we'll see. Kicker abilities, improving spells to make it an unconditional removal spell is awesome. I think this card would see a lot of play if it was an instant, but being a sorcery is quite a big deal. So, all right, everyone, we are going to head to break. We are going to do some sideboarding here between is it Kiki Jiki combo and just a Bant collection of cards? Bant Elementals. All right. Bant Elementals up against Is It Kiki combo. We're going to take a short break and we'll be right back with sideboarding.
Welcome back to a Versus Live, where we are sideboarding in our matchup between Bant Elementals and Is It Kiki combo.
Yep.
On my side, just a little bit of extra disruption here. A couple copies of Unified Will. Not my favorite counterspell. A lot of these decks do run it, but it can be a little unreliable. And then an extra Path to Exile to help break up the combo.
Okay.
Reflector Mage requiring Collected Company to be able to break up the combo means it's not worthwhile. And then Phantasmal Image and Flicker Wisp are both cards that are nice to hit when your synergies are really working and your deck's operating on every cylinder. But this is a matchup where I have to play through a lot of disruptions.
Yeah,
it's usually not going to happen. So I don't want to draw too many of these cards. So we'll cut the one image, trim down to 3 Flicker Wisp.
Makes sense to me. So from my end, you have Voice of Resurgence that you mentioned, as well as you can not cast stuff on your own turn and just, collect a company during my turn. So my counter spells get a lot worse. Remand and Force are pretty bad to me. We're bringing in one counter spell, but this can also steal a Noble High Earth, block with it, do some kind of tricky stuff there. And then just killing creatures. So really just taking out, counter spells to just interact with your creatures, even if they've resolved, is kind of my MO here. So
Classic plan.
Classic plan. All right, Rob, you got any questions from our lovely audience?
Not at the moment.
Okay, gotcha.
And our non-lovely audience, any questions?
Yeah.
The riffraff.
Yeah, any questions from the riffraff of the audience? All right, that's fair.
Yeah, why do you have so many horrible puns, Corey?
Oh, well, some questions don't have answers, so. All right, so, yeah, from what you've seen so far, any deck you're excited to build for Thursday?
I am excited to look and see what clerics exist for the Cleric Legend.
Okay, so some veto stuff?
Maybe veto if there's enough of those synergies going on, but just, develop a sort of aristocrat style shell around that as opposed to the Rakdos builds that we've seen pre-rotation.
Yeah. We really have to just throw out everything we know about Standard now, with so many huge cards leaving Standard. War of the Spark was so big, and just everything's going to be changing. So it's gonna be nice to just look at what's going to be left, go on Arena, set the filter to the sets that we're going to have, and then try to pair them with the other cards. It's always a really challenging thing for me, just as, trying to be a deck builder for Versus Live and stuff, is just getting out of the mindset of what we thought was good, might not carry over, Yeah,
you really got to block that out and try to approach the format with fresh eyes, which can be really tough when you've been playing with these cards for a year, just in a very different context.
Exactly. All right, you are first, my man.
And I have a solid hand.
Oh, yeah, mine's fine too. I'll keep.
Okay, I will start on a Razorwitch Thicket and a Noble Hierarch.
All right.
Fast turn.
I just have in his land. Your go.
I will play an Unsettled Mariner.
Spell Snare. Got him. Yep, 19.
You can go.
Was that unsettling for you?
It was.
Okay, good. Good. All right. I will play a Tarn and pass to you.
Attack for 1.
Okay, I'll take it.
Brings you to 18.
Yep.
I will play Flicker Wisp.
Flicker Wisp, huh? I'm gonna respond with an opt. Yeah, I think I can keep that, and that resolves.
And I will target the Seacrum Coast.
Okay.
Instead, it comes back in and pass turn.
I will crack this down to 17. Let's get a duel. All right. Flicker Wisp, eh? So I'll go 17, untap, draw. Oops, you didn't see that. And I'll just go land go.
Declare tax.
Yep.
Get in for 4.
No blocks. 13. Using my life as a resource here. Just get hit a little bit while I try to set something up.
Pass the turn.
Could be anything. I will play a Snapcaster.
Sure.
Opt. Don't want another Snapcaster. My graveyard's pretty bad. Untap. I will play a land, and I'll pass.
On your end step, I'll crack the Misty.
Okay.
Bring me to 19.
Sure.
Good. A tapped Temple Guard.
Okay.
You have 5 in hand?
I have 6.
6. That's more than 5.
I've been drawing a lot of cards, man. Blue-red tends to do that.
We've drawn 1 extra card.
I've drawn with Opt twice. Count it.
Yeah, 1 extra card.
Yeah, but I also don't have much on the field.
Neither do I. I have 1 more thing, but I'm about to draw a 4 card in hand.
No collected company.
Sorry,
That's pretty
fair.
sweet.
Yeah, didn't have the Cocoa. Noble Hierarch. This has the benefit of getting Flicker Wisp out of range of being blocked down by a Pestermite.
Yep, that resolves.
Declare tax.
Okay.
2 triggers.
All right, triggers on the stack. I'll bolt.
That's fine.
I'll take 0.
Post combat, I'll play Flicker Wisp.
Okay.
I will blink out the island.
Okay.
Comes in on end step and pass the turn.
All right. I am going to Sanctuary, put Bolt on top, and pass to you.
Also, before you ask, Corey, that is the only sanctuary in the deck.
Okay, I was going to ask. Thank you.
I will play a Noble Hierarch.
Noble Hierarch. All right. Okay.
Declare tax.
Beginning combat, I'm going to tap draw.
Play Misty, pass the turn.
Okay. Okay, I'll play a Fiery Islet and attack for 2.
18.
17, right?
17, yep.
Your go.
Unstep, crack fetch to 16.
Okay.
And
1 card.
I have 1 card in the hand.
Flooding, huh?
I like that. Would appear so. I will select a breeding pool tap.
Okay.
You have 5 in hand.
5, yep. All good. All good.
Declare tax.
I'm gonna sack this. Okay.
Back with Noble Hierarch. 3 exalted triggers.
3 exalted triggers, eh? Yeah, sure.
Brings you
I'll
to
go to 10, yep.
Play Flooded Strand and pass.
End step, Brineborn Cutthroat.
Did not realize that was a card.
That's a card.
Sure.
All right, I still don't want to use my bolt yet. I'm kind of saving this for Flicker Wisp. I'm going to play a falls, and I'll attack for 2.
14.
Here we go.
Instead of correct fetch to 13.
All right.
I will get the other Shockland in my deck.
Okay.
Now the question for me becomes, how many spells do I think Corey can play proactively here to pump Brindeboard Cutthroat? If he can play 3 of them, he gets to eat a Noble Hierarch that attacks.
Yum. I am hungry for Noble Hierarchs.
But that takes a lot, you know. If you're just playing a bunch of removal spells, then it's...
Then you're not winning anyways.
Yeah. Okay, well, now you're going to need another spell.
Ooh.
I would like to declare tax.
Let's see.
Among my best draws.
Yeah, that was pretty good.
Love me, Gavany Township.
Me too. Me too. Let's see here. Yeah, declare away.
3 Exalted Triggers.
Trigger on the stack, I'll bolt it.
Pass the turn.
Pestermite?
Yep.
I will tap this. Untap. Alright, I will play a land and 10. I'll get in there.
This attack is for 8, and
Yep.
I'm at 13.
Mm-hmm.
You have 3 in hand.
3 in hand.
I will block Snapcaster.
Okay.
Activate Township.
Sure.
So we're going to end up trading there.
You
I'll
take 6.
Go to 7.
Yep. And I'll pass to you. I knew that Snapcaster was not going to get much more value than trading for a noble with you having Township.
It's not a bad draw. I will play Voice of Resurgence.
I'll respond by playing Cutthroat.
Yep.
And that resolves.
You have
2 in hand, yep.
Declare tax.
Yep. No blocks.
Take 5.
Okay.
Brings you to 5.
Down to 5.
You said 2 in hand, right?
2 in hand, yep. Just having a second Mystic Sanctuary in the deck would be GG right now. That's a little disappointing. Got a tricky one?
Yeah, it's kind of dependent on exactly what you have.
Well, that's just Magic the Gathering.
Yeah. Isn't it? I'm going to pass the turn.
And I don't think I want to sack Delta. I mean, if I had another Sanctuary, I would probably put Cryptic on top. Oh, it wasn't bad. Okay. Declare tax.
Yep.
I'll attack with these 2.
It's a 5/4.
5/4.
Could double block the Brindborn Cutthroat. Activate Township, and that will trade for it because I'll have 5 power, and it'll trade 1 for 1. And if you use a removal spell stopping that, then this Flicker Wisp, it does represent lethal. So it's clear that you have some way to stop my lethal attack. But do you have 2 ways so that you can break up the double block and stop the attack? That seems unlikely, so I will double block.
Pass priority.
How are we ordering?
I will order. Voice first.
Okay. Before damage, I'll activate Township.
Okay. That resolves. I'm going to Petty Theft Noble Hierarch.
That is pretty messed up.
Yep.
Okay.
Okay. Damage.
Yep. I go to 5, so we got 5 all.
Yep.
I'll get an elemental.
I'll play a land, and then I will pass to you.
Not the best of draws. Noble Hierarch.
Okay.
And unfortunately, I can't make this elemental a lethal attacker.
Yeah, another noble would be a bit of a rough problem for me. Then you have 2 lethal attackers coming in.
Yeah.
Because you'd be able to play a 4th creature, make it a 4/4 pump to 5/5. I've been reluctant to sack these fetch lands, even though it's in my deck, and it looks like it's paying off right now.
Yeah. So I think the play is to just attack with the Flicker Wisp.
Okay. I'll attempt to play Brazen Borrower.
Borrow resolves. These will get some counters.
Yep.
Still before blocks, I'll path the borrow.
Okay, I'm dead.
Okay.
Yep. Couldn't beat that.
Yeah.
Couldn't beat that. I was just flooding and just had land, but the Brazen Borrower was like exactly the double spell I needed to have a chance there. But yeah, that was a bit of a rough one.
I drew this awkward sword. I was like, those aren't the right color.
Yeah, that does not affect the things I want them to. So
I was holding the path for a while.
yeah, it kind of seemed like you were, but not really any way I could play around it. I guess I could leave Pester back. Yeah. Could have left back Pestermite, I guess. So yeah, maybe that was wrong. I was just dying to one.
You still would have been in a rough spot there, right? I have 2 blockers back. You only have 1 lethal attacker. You just have to. You would have just gotten 1 turn to rip a removal spell. Yeah,
because I really felt like I needed to get Voice of Resurgence off the board, so I wanted you to double block. But then I couldn't Petty Theft the creature I wanted to Petty Theft. Yeah. So yeah, I don't know. Maybe I played that last turn wrong. It's kind of complicated, but brutal. All right, we'll get ready for our 3rd game here in round 2. Rob, you got a question for us?
Not at the moment.
Not at the moment? Okay, perfect. Everyone's seen all the spoilers and they're like, I've had enough.
We know everything now.
We know it all.
Yeah,
well, unfortunately, it's a lot of questions about like how things will work with like other things. Just kind of like we don't entirely know.
Yeah, and that's fair. I mean, a lot of contextual information. We're gonna have to wait for the full set. But the fun thing that I love about Versus Live when it comes to preview season is it's a new puzzle every Tuesday and Thursday because we're going with what we have. And, Wizards likes to save a lot of their really, really high impact cards, like some right away, and then kind of ebb and flows until like a couple right at the end. So there could be really key pieces that we need for archetypes, but we won't have them until the end. So it's kind of fun to build those decks in that regard.
I agree. Definitely fun to just keep having that puzzle, keep exploring everything.
Yeah. Make some heinous decks. There's got to be some Abzan pile I can throw together. That'll be very medium. We'll make some magic happen.
There's bound to be a few stinkers.
Yes, exactly. All right, I think I can keep this one on the play.
Speaking of stinkers, I keep drawing this Sword of Feast of Famine. This hand would be good, but it doesn't have green mana for its 4 green cards.
Makes sense. I like that.
Turn 1 Noble, turn 2 Risen Reef, turn 3 Collecting Company sounds great.
That would have been good. I did not like that though. I would not like that. Yeah, I think mine is decent. A little clunky, but definitely a functional hand here. I like this deck though from Sea of Nightright. This deck is cool. Just my style. It's blue-red kind of control tempo decks. I used to be a huge fan of. I've definitely shifted more towards like the value Yorion decks being kind of my favorite, but
the control deck suffered for a few years. In the last 2 years or so, they've got a lot of tools. It sort of started with Jace being unbanned, and then Teferi being printed.
Yep.
And now we've got, Baby Teferi, we've got Archmage's Charm and Force of Negation and Mystic Sanctuary. So a lot of different things really boosting those archetypes in the last couple of years.
Yep. Baby Teferi, its banhammerness is getting closer and closer to modern, though. Like Pioneer's next.
I doubt we see that, but
probably not.
I would not shed any tears.
Yeah.
I'll say that. Okay. Better 6 here. Oh, God.
Deck hasn't been treating you well, huh?
I know. My hands have been really bad, which is not... there's no... the list looks well put together to me.
Mm-hmm.
And I think I'm just getting the bad end of variance here.
Yeah, well, whoever crafted that deck, I forgot the name that you said, didn't anticipate when they put hashtag Team Ross that their deck was going to naturally mulligan an extra 2 times instead of Team Corey, It's not because I keep more hands, which I do, but because you're just more unlucky.
That is true.
That is true.
If I draw lands, this hand has a lot of the tools I want in this matchup.
Okay.
So I'm going to try it on the draw.
Okay.
We'll see how
I got a Polluted Delta. Pass to you.
Okay, well, that counts as a land.
Noble Hierarch, huh?
Windswept Peace, pass.
All right, I will crack this. With not having a ton of lands, I actually am just going to take the damage here. And I'm going to do a little Optaroo. All right. So I'll go to 17. Opt. I'll take this. On top.
Yep.
That was a good draw. Then I'll play a land and I'll pass to you.
I'm going to go to 19 and get a Hallowed Fountain with my Windswept Heath.
Okay. Oh, excuse me.
And forgot about that card in my deck. Now wishing I'd gotten Temple Garden.
Love it.
I will, however, play a Voice of Resurgence.
Voice of Resurgence, huh? Yep, that resolves.
Pass a turn. And end a turn Lightning Bolt it.
Yes. Got him. All right. I will crack this.
Charm brings you to 16.
I think since you are an aggro deck, I think I can conserve my life total a little. I don't need another duel, but we'll get a mountain for whenever we draw Kiki Jiki. A little bit lame. We have to act during our turn here, but what we were going to do really anyways. So Snapcaster opt.
Okay.
I don't want another Snapcaster. That happened again. And pass to you.
And there's another land. That's nice.
All right, you're cooking.
Okay, so I'm going to go to 16.
Okay, and I'm at 16
get
as well.
Temple Garden.
Okay.
Just to make sure my mana is well set up. Well, let's start getting some value.
The value?
Play Risen Reef.
That does sound like some value.
Looks like value too.
Okay.
Value for all the senses. This can go into my hand.
Okay.
And I don't think I want to trade Voice for Snapcaster.
Okay.
So, although I guess I will get an Elemental and a card out of it.
Oh.
So actually, yeah, that seems fine.
It is an elemental?
Yeah, the token's Elemental.
Hate it. Yeah, I don't really want you to get extra cards, so I guess I'll take it.
So I'm at 16, you're at 14?
Yep.
Pass the turn.
This is not turning out the way I wanted. I got a land. And I got some beatdowns.
You do have to be a little wary of these Izzet decks because with Bolt, Snap, Bolt, they can end the game in a hurry.
Mm-hmm.
Though Voice does help there quite a bit. I think right now I'm just going to take the 2.
Okay, 14 all. And yeah, let's just get all these creatures out of here. That value is too much. Exile and pass to you.
Okay, I will play Risen Reef.
Okay.
I'll put this into my hand.
Okay.
Pass the turn.
All right. At least you didn't get another land.
Brings you to 13.
Yep. I should have another Steam Vents in here, or I'm going to rage quit. Just kidding. All right, 13. Risen Reef is not that threatening, so I can at least act during your turn again, so that's one bright side. I'll pass to you. No land for me either.
I would like to play a Noble Hierarch.
Noble Hierarch. Yeah, sure.
I would like to play another Noble Hierarch.
Okay.
Declare tax.
Sure.
2 Exalted triggers with the Risen Reef.
Response this and bolt this.
So Brineburn Cutthroat becomes a 3/2.
Mm-hmm.
Risen Reef down. And I will pass a turn.
Okay. Untap, draw, attack.
I will path the Brineburn Cutthroat.
That makes sense. Yeah, I don't think I really want to try to care about this. Of course, the Cutthroat is a nice way to win, but I kind of just want the land, so I'm gonna let that happen here.
Yeah, I figured Corey wouldn't fight over this, so there was no point in doing it while he was tapped out.
Smart assumption, and then I'll pass to you.
I will play an Eternal Witness.
Counter draw.
I will play a Stoneforge Mystic.
Stoneforge. Okay.
And let's get a Batterskull.
Okay.
Pass turn.
That was an interesting draw. Yeah, I don't see how that's not the play. Okay, Snap Anger. Seems like a good one, and I'll pass to you.
Not the card I wanted to see. You 4 in hand?
4, yep.
Yeah, I'll play Risen Reef.
Okay.
Bet a Gavany Township.
All right.
Pass the turn.
Opt. Do I want this? It's not bad.
Not only is it not bad, it's not bread.
It's definitely not bread either. It's for sure not bread. All right, I will put Flooded Strand and... just kidding, here you go. I was like, I know I'm going to play that card, but yeah, no reason to do it now. That was a brain block.
Okay, pass the turn.
Nice play, man. All right, I'm going to cast a Cutthroat.
Sure.
And I'm gonna untap. I will play this and pass to you.
Okay, end step, I'll run this into a counterspell.
Okay, in response, I will sack this.
So strain brings you to 12.
Yep. 6 Sanctuary. I'm going to sack this while I'm at it.
Delta brings you to 11.
Mystic Sanctuary targeting Cryptic Command.
Yep.
All right, 11. And then I'll Cryptic counter drop. Your go.
I will play an Unsettled Mariner.
Is that for spells you played too? Oh, okay. I will counter draw. Get a counter on this.
Pass the turn.
All right. Oh, Cryptic Loops. How I love thee. All right. Let's go with attack for 3.
11 all.
Your go.
I will play a Noble Hierarch.
Okay.
And we'll attack for 2.
Okay. Actually, I'm gonna respond. Trigger on the stack. Petty theft.
3 in hand.
3. Yep. The pettiest of the thefts. God, Brazen Borrower is good in this deck. This is a Brazen Borrower deck.
Very good Brazen Borrower deck, that's for sure.
And just Snapcaster is so good with Cutthroat too. Like, there's so many of my spells that are 2 spells in 1, which is just disgusting with this card. I believe at M20 preview season, we called it the Blue Tarmogoyf, if you remember that. We were a little short on that, but in this deck, it feels like it.
Quell the or the Petty Theft.
Quell the Petty Theft, eh?
I do not expect this to work, but
Yeah, I'll counter that. And get a counter here.
yeah, that was the ideal counter spell for Corey to have.
Yeah.
I'll pass the turn.
I'll Petty Theft, or I'll play this. And then I'll untap. 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. You're at 11.
Yep.
Okay. Yep, this is going to be hilarious. I will abrade. And Kiki for the win. Let's go. I actually had 1 extra.
Getting copy bar.
Yeah. So if you were at 12, I still could have got you, but that's not the Kiki kill that everyone was hoping or expecting, huh?
Yeah.
Yeah, your lack of land and just the fact that you gave me enough time, as well as mixed with the first and second anger being very timely when I had them, was just too much. It's really easy for me as a blue-red control deck where you have a lot of spot removal to pick you apart when you only have 3 to 4 mana. It's not that hard to have 1 spell, 2 spells a turn tops to pick apart that. But when you have a lot and you're able to play a spell and hold up Collected Company for random times, it's rough. But when you only have 4 mana, I just don't let you cast Collected Company, and then it's not that bad. You know?
100% my rate of the game as well. I generated a little card advantage with those Risen Reefs and felt like I was in a good spot in terms of just playing through 1-for-1s. Yeah. I was never able to get onto the battlefield and start pressuring you. You were able to set up some powerful plays with both Anger and Cryptic Command. Mm-hmm. That generated a ton of card advantage for you, so eventually you pulled ahead. Yeah. And then really the Primer Cutthroats looked great because they helped you pressure, and normally I would think that I'm only worried about dying to the combo, but the Primer Cutthroats really helped you even just dominate the battlefield because all my creatures are small. And
you really, with your voice turn, you really stopped me from doing even more busted things, because when you voiced, I wanted to Cutthroat and then the next turn Snapcaster opt to already get that Cutthroat to a 4/3, but and then anger after a couple of turns, down the road. But I just knew if you compiled like one more creature onto that, when I can't interact, it was going to be troublesome. So I had to play the game in such a way where I just knew anger was going to be what I had to do on turn 4. So I'm just playing value stuff. And so that card's really tricky to deal with as well from this side.
Voice has always been a tough card for the decks to play against. It's almost always just a 2-for-1. Definitely the scariest card there and a good card here. But I could have benefited from having like one other bigger creature, because it's always nice when you can have a 4 toughness creature and some little ones, so you kind of force the anger, but you're still left with something behind.
Yeah.
And really, Batterskull is kind of the only thing that can do it, and you hit the snap on the anger before I could Batterskull, which would have been really helpful.
Yeah, and speaking of, that turn was great sequences on your part. Eternal Witness is this card that like I am pretty priced into countering because it goes and gets Path or whatever, and then you snuck through Stoneforge, and my eyes widened. If you looked at that, I'm like, uh-oh, I did not have a way to deal with that. But the Snapcaster off the top was
you got a Braids, you got
Chef's Keys,
between all the removal that you have and Snapcaster and now Mystic Sanctuary, your top decks of these decks are just so good.
Agreed.
Even Archmage's Charm, you can steal the Germ.
Yeah, you can. Yep. And honestly, Archmage's Charm is a card that has fallen off lately. I think because a lot of decks are trying to go into, a lot of these Sanctuary blue decks are trying to go into other colors pretty heavily. So Force and Negation has been like the go-to 3-mana spell, and Charm is not as much since we don't see Urza. Urza with Charm was just awesome, right? Because you get to play it, you get your artifact. All you have to do is usually have like 1 blue open, and then you can cast Charm and steal some stuff. But there's not as many artifacts to steal and stuff too. So Charm has gotten worse, but it is definitely a phenomenal counter spell.
Yeah, really good card. Just a card that is very appropriately powered for Modern, in my opinion.
Agreed.
I'm never mad when my opponent's playing Archmage's Charm, but it's always good.
Yeah.
So really hit the sweet spot there. Card hopefully is around for you.
And then you look at Cryptic Command, and that's a little over the sweet spot. I mean, it's still pretty balanced. You don't see Cryptic Command like being completely game breaking, but 4 mana versus 3 is a big deal in Modern. But Cryptic Command is that card that is just like, okay, Jesus, that card is so insane. I mean,
and sometimes you just get Cryptic for like 5 turns in a row, and you're just like, head against the wall.
I know that's the decks you usually play where Cryptic Loops get you real good. I'm the looper, so I've been playing a lot of Cryptic Loops.
I'm pretty good at finding weird ways through Cryptic Loops. I've Field of Ruin, a Mystic Sanctuary, when they did tap your team, bounce it. Then it doesn't resolve because it only has the 1 target. Anything like that.
I got Knight of the Reliquary Ghost Corded the other day playing against that green-white Titan deck. I'm like, why?
I love the leave my Bloodghast in the graveyard when Dredge was playing Bloodghast and fetch up, so they'd have to tap your other creatures or cryptic. They're like, okay, still in beginning of combat, sack my fetch land, return Bloodghast. Hopefully, presumably they have haste. Getting damage that way. I've gotten through some crooked blocks in weird ways.
I can imagine. All right, Rob, we'll take one question from you if you got it, and then we're gonna head to our final round. But I already got the marbles in a Modern show. Hooray!
Not right now. Let's go ahead and head to the next match.
Okay, sounds great. Well, we are going to take a short break. I got a spicy one lined up here from at Jack McTwitch. It is awesome. It is a 5-color beatdown zoo style deck, topping off with Niv Mizzet. Let's go.
That is a thing, I guess.
Yeah. And, it sounds awesome.
My last deck is Azorius Giftstron. Sort of like the original Tron deck. I love this one.
Wow. Okay, I've seen like the mono blue Trons from that one player that plays it all the time and does pretty well in Modern Challenge events and stuff. Shuka Trupa, I believe. Yeah. Anyways, okay, so that's going to be our third and final match here. It's going to be very interesting. So we're going to take a short 5-minute break, and we'll be right back with more Versus Live action. Don't go anywhere.